Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Before we get started, a quick New Year's greeting that we didn't get a chance to give you, so let's play that.
Hey, everybody, this is Reba McEntire. Happy Halloween. Ooh.
God, I hope it's the best ever.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. First show of 2025. Glad to have you along and looking forward to it. Really, I told Rob, I said it felt not too long, but it was definitely, I was ready to come back. And It was, I was just chomping at the bit. And I am very, very happy to be here. And I think one of the biggest reasons is that it's just a more fun show to do. It is for me now. And I realize it's kind of like breathing, coming back and doing this. So I'm really psyched to be back. But the real thing that was the last pleat in my cape, the last little thing.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, that haven't followed along, I have been wrestling,
and
fighting.
You look great, Mike. You really do.
Dealing with
a
printer issue in this studio. I am completely digital outside of one particular element, and that is this right here. I hold in my hand the round table.
Paper, yes.
That's every day. That's my news.
Yeah.
And I like, in the great tradition of old school broadcasting, I like having my news stories in my hand. I like being able to, when I'm done with them, chuck them into the trash.
It's funny because I can remember about 10 years ago, I saw on like YouTube or something, it was Billy Crystal accepting some sort of an award where he had to read from a book. And he was on the lectern reading from an iPad. And it rubbed me 9 times wrong. I just said,
well, that's because, I mean, you are.
No, but I'm saying
you like technology, but you don't like technology.
There's no reliability. I mean, how many times have you had to like restart an iPad or your copy just goes away?
I rely on that technology in this studio, and I found it to be the most difficult part of the equation. The printer, however, for almost 15 years, I have enjoyed the same printer.
Have you enjoyed it, though? I mean, we actually had a show piece of lore is that when you said you were fixing the printer, it meant you were in the bathroom.
I was in the bathroom because I was
it was so often requiring maintenance that you used it as a great, excuse. It was not, you and that printer were never friends.
Well, the company that we, the three of us, I believe, have used, and now 2 out of the 3 of us use, is what I like to call the Hakpua company, HP, Hakpua, which is...
No, that was how they got their name.
Yeah, it's Hakpua.
Yes,
and they are, I'm. It's difficult for me to explain.
Here's
just
your most current
how,
commercial, Mike. Here we go.
What's that?
You gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
Yeah, it's nice.
2025.
I thought we'd
Still
leave that in last year.
I'm so glad that we brought it in for the first show of this year. She's cute, remember?
I have been wrestling with this old, heavy,
huge,
bulky, overpurchased, as Josh Soroka, when he came into this operation, knows, there were many things that were overpurchased that I print news every day. I will occasionally print out an itinerary or a ticket. That's it. I don't need this.
For old school people, this printer is the size of a Bose 501 speaker.
This is really what you would use in a medium to large office environment.
To be fair, Mike, a medium to large office environment in the year 2010.
It is clunky.
It is the
and
clunkiest.
When I got fiber optic cable from the one, by the way, the X-rated company that put that in, and we know what a debacle that was. The X-rated company did not communicate with the Hakpua company
At all.
And I have been, at least a month, I have been dealing with both of these things, and everything else has done okay. Let me get back to I'll get back to the printer,
Right.
But let me a few words on the fabulous Xfinity Corporation as well. The fiber optic, I guess Josh would tell you that things are a little speedier for me, and connectivity is a little bit better,
Solid.
right? It's not anything, but it's not anything like scary good. And as far as my video and computer and everything else, nothing's changed to me with all that emphasis on, yes.
It has changed for the show.
It has changed. Well, that's good to know.
Your video upload is what we really needed improved, and that did improve.
Okay, well then that's good. That's all that matters then, and I'm happy about that. But getting back to the way it communicates with the printer, the way I understand this is that there are computer printers, or wireless printers, I should say, that have that only respond to one particular band, and most modern routers have two. It's a faster one and a slower one.
Yeah.
Would that be accurate?
You have a 2.4 and a 5.0 likely.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I did determine that the new piece of equipment I have in here automatically goes in between the two if they can identify which they need. Mm-hmm. And the HP, the Hawkpua printer that I have here, just refused to communicate with my Mac. Now, I know this is very technical to start 2025, but
This is very technical.
yeah, screw it. It went on and on and on. And I became aware of the fact that this, silly as it might sound,
It's not silly at all.
was important to me to just feel comfortable. The same way Rob feels every day, where if things are out of place, I bet you get tremendously uncomfortable.
I do.
I got that with this, and I know exactly now how you feel because you're that way with everything in your house. And I have a lot of I don't give a rat's ass in my
For
house.
example,
and
Mike, when I sat down this morning, I had to have 2 Sharpies of different colors, a ballpoint
well,
pen,
you've got
and a pencil.
you've got a mental problem.
Yeah, that's another step.
Well,
That's a little further.
but I'm just saying that it's normal to have things the way you want them if you want to
But
excel.
no, it's really not.
Like,
It's
what
like
if you
having your
started a show
Sharpies in
without-
order is
What
not,
if you started a show without your scissors? What would you do?
you have an issue with that.
See-
where do you think that comes from? Did you were not overly disciplined as a child, right?
No,
you were
underly.
not. You were underly disciplined, but organization ended up, as far as the way you have things that you can reach around and see and touch,
It's
became
funny.
important to you.
I've never thought about it because my dad's certainly not like. I mean, he's tidy, but he's not mental, and my mom is not that way. And I can't even go back a generation and think that anything's.
If I were to go into your kitchen, I would probably find the silverware, the glassware, the dinnerware, the way you want it, right?
Well, we did an experiment when we bought this house. An experiment, Mike. I'm sorry, I want to say it right.
Okay.
We did an experiment when we bought this house. I brought in someone who didn't know the house at all, who didn't live here as a friend, and I said, go to the kitchen and get a glass. And I watched what cabinet they went to.
I didn't know. I think I remember it, Josh, but I don't. Now this is the truth. I remember this now. Hold on.
But it's
That's-
not about your friend. It's
No, it's not
whatever
about his friend at all.
you can learn
It's
where it
about
goes.
perfection.
Yes.
It is. I want it to be not just where I sort of,
Where you thought it might be. You
intrinsically know
wanted a
it should
perfectly
be.
organized
Yeah.
kitchen.
I would like Robert to come home this weekend and rearrange everything in the kitchen. While
I'd
you're
like
down
him
in
to
the
rearrange.
basement,
He's
move it
home
all
right
around.
now. He's home right now. I'd love to see him rearrange glasses from the sink to the dishwasher. I would settle for that.
So getting back to the guy that comes, you have a neighbor, a friend?
A friend, I don't even remember who it was.
Just
it
go
might have
pick up
been
a homeless guy.
Yeah, it was a homeless guy. And I said, get a plate. And he went to a certain cabinet. And of course, there's nothing in there because we haven't moved in yet. And I said, no, get a glass. And he said, and what if you needed a frying pan? And we did this and we got it set up that way. But Mike, there's certain things you can't control. Do you know, Robert is now 22. When we moved into this house, he was in preschool. So we've been here a while.
Right.
And just yesterday I went to turn on the garbage disposal.
Are you going to stay there, or are you going to do the downsize thing?
Eventually we may downsize. Carrie wants to live in Richmond.
Have you
because
seen
it'd be
that
closer to
basement?
Julia.
They can't downsize.
They can't. That's right.
What if we just sealed the house and moved on to another place? But
Sealed it like a mummy's tomb.
exactly. We haven't touched it since your mother died.
Right.
So we went through, and Mike, we've lived here that long, and I went to turn on the garbage disposal, and I turned on the kitchen light. There are 2 switches on either side.
Well,
of the
that's
sink.
your early, losing.
Oh, you think?
It's time to call the electrician.
Yeah.
Rearrange those switches.
So you, but
I
you
would
put,
love
to get back to the thing before we began to digress here.
Yes.
You arrange things just so in the way
Well, I mean,
that's
I think
the way
it was
you like
obvious where the knives and forks should go. I think that was pretty obvious. You don't want them on the island. You want them in the,
No,
like, by
but
the
the
sink.
point I'm trying to make here
But
is
everything
that
must
Carrie
be
didn't
just
have
so.
anything to do with it.
No.
She could care less.
I don't know if she could care less or if she just doesn't have the ability.
No, and I said that incorrectly. She couldn't care less
Okay, you're right.
because
but
that's a
either way-
misuse of the term. That's
But
commonly
everyone knew what you were
misused.
saying.
No, I
She
think,
couldn't care less.
and it's neither. It's she could just learn wherever it was. You
Like
could just
she,
tell
yeah,
her
but she,
where the-
but she
where
didn't
the
have a
silverware
dog in
is,
the.
and
She
she'll
didn't
learn
have a
it.
dog in the fight at all.
No, you're right. But she also got mad that I didn't set up the kitchen until I set up my surround sound speakers in the basement.
That's a different issue.
That was a different issue, yeah.
So getting back to the way I feel, my comfort zone with that, it went right into the wee hours of the morning this morning.
So what time
and
did you awaken?
5:30, 5:45.
Okay, so we're about tied there. And by the way, Mike,
Herkle
it's-
Derkled a little bit with my wife and maybe
what is
drifted
that?
back up. That's when we just linger in bed and no, don't do that. Don't make me throw up in my mouth.
was it your first Derkling of 2025?
Stop it. No, we just lingered a little bit and then probably got out of bed about 6.
And she said,
Which is late for us.
honey, go buy a printer.
No, I was sitting there. I'm doing everything.
Yeah, you
And
are.
I'm saying to myself, okay, that's on the computer. And I said, now I know what. And normally I do my round table first. And it's the very first thing I did. And in fact, I didn't even get around to doing something I was going to do for Josh, which means I might do it tomorrow. When I talk about Christmas, Bloody Christmas. So I'm in there and I really, this is a quest. And the only thing, because we've had a lot of communication yesterday, Josh sent out some really great stuff about the show and we're having a meeting today. Josh and I are having a meeting today and it's just, we get ready. When you come back after a break and it's the new year, there's a reset and there's just like, let's tackle things, let's get things done. So I'm really upbeat, especially after Josh's messages to
You were
us
so
yesterday.
upbeat, you didn't even call me late last night with what you expected for the new year.
That's another guy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's another dude.
I get confused, as you know, Mike.
You will never forget that. Oh, it was horrible.
So no panic attacks coming into the new year?
no,
Coming back
no.
from break?
My colitis
No.
is fine.
But
My
we used to
stomach
have
doesn't
them.
explode.
It was not pleasant because, contrary to popular belief, there was no real joy in returning from any kind of break. What there was a great deal of angst.
Dread.
And
Yeah.
the angst was felt by everybody. That's, in fairness, the angst was felt by everybody, but the one individual who felt angst projected more than
He wanted
anyone else.
everyone to be anxious
You wanted every.
in the world. And Mike,
It was weird.
I want you to
Not
know,
good.
just as a quick throwaway, it is snowing, biggest storm in D.C., and they're saying 5 or 6 years. We'll get 6 to 10 inches in Leesburg today.
Oh, man, I would really. Is it snowing right now?
Yeah.
I would love you to be able to.
We can.
There's no way you could.
I could switch to the phone and go out there.
Could you?
Yeah.
Could
But
you
Mike,
do that?
The dream
At some
has
point,
come
I'd love
true.
to get a look at the snow because, down here.
Mike, the dream has come true finally. A white insurrection day. It's so magical when snow falls on
Oh,
the
January
holiday.
6th.
Yes.
Very
There you
exciting.
go.
I get jokes. So here it is.
I'm dreaming.
I want to see that eventually if we can arrange that.
sure.
That
I
would
know.
be.
I just got a photo sent to me of snow in Baltimore,
There it is.
and I am jealous.
Snow.
Yeah, because it's cool,
You miss
especially
it
coming
down
back
here.
after the break, after the holiday. A lot of people have had a holiday and they're coming back to this, so it'll be an extended holiday. My memories of snow, Carla and her mom just getting so excited, like little kids, both of them not having to go into work, and then coming over and being like little children because they didn't have to deal with any of the outside activity that I did with shoveling, and lived in a town where you had to shovel your walk. So there's not like you could just sit there and, sip wine and enjoy it. So
Rob,
that's
will
my
you have to shovel or will you just wait for it to melt?
Actually, this is going to be really easy because it is so cold. It'll sweep off.
You don't get that. That's a good joke he had right there. Wait for it to melt.
Yeah, it's a
That's
great joke, Josh. Really good for 2025.
He'll have to shovel because his wife has to go slay the dragon.
No,
After-
she's a teacher. She loves this.
No,
That's
I'm
a
talking
snow
about
day.
after the snowfall.
Right. Well, I mean,
She'll have to get out
At some
at a certain point.
yeah,
Yes.
she'll have to get out and she'll have to sweep those steps.
Sweep. How much
Yeah.
are you supposed to get?
We're gonna get 8 to 10 here. In
That's not
Leesburg.
sweeping, pal.
Yeah,
If,
that-
pal, if you start it now, it's fine. You do it every couple inches.
Oh,
and
that's a
it's
silly way to do it. That's a silly way
Yeah,
to do it.
said
That
the-
means
this
well,
is
if you're getting to, that means you're
straight
going to go
from
out.
the Heart Association.
No, but I mean, you're talking about what? You're going to go out every 45 minutes?
Yeah, it comes.
Yeah,
You get
sure.
an inch an hour easily.
But it's very cold outside. It's 22, I think. It's fluffy snow. It won't. It's not hard
You
to
will.
shovel.
Hold on a
Are
second.
you going to do it or will Robert?
Robert will do it.
So let him shovel.
Yeah,
That's fine. Let him shovel. So you don't have to go out every minute and sweep just to stay. I mean, if you could do it that way,
Yeah.
everybody would do it. But you can't do that with an 8-incher snowstorm. You can't. It's
Not everyone
possible.
would do it. Only the smart people.
Hold on a second. Is that the way you've done it in the past?
No, it depends on the snowfall, Mike.
Okay. All
You
right.
do
'cause
own
were-
a shovel, right?
I own 2 of them.
Okay.
So I could use one to shovel and one to hit him with.
So that's why I'm saying with an 8-inch snowstorm, that's not appropriate for a sweeping situation that you just said about your wife going to work with a
Did-
sweep.
Did you go out last night and raise your wipers?
No, but we did put both cars on the driveway so we wouldn't have the driveway to shovel.
But if you get 8 inches, you'll have to shovel around your car.
Yeah, you
I
should have
will,
put
yeah.
a tarp down.
Yeah. Well, I was out last night with a small flame. Do you know what Mike used?
I
to
saw
kill
that.
those,
Did you see that online video where a guy
What?
had a tarp? He had a tarp on something and it was designed to not require snow shoveling. And he lifted the thing up, and it was pure perfection. It was like
Oh,
in
I
a
saw it. It was
driveway or something.
steps. It was
It was steps. It
Yes.
was steps. And man, oh man, I mean, I would do that in a heartbeat because the steps are the hardest thing to shovel, especially if they're a lengthy, like deck steps or something like
Well,
that.
I have leading to my front door. I have 180 steps because we live on a hill,
Right.
and so
You don't. You
And
have 4.
the problem is, Mike, is if you start sweeping on the bottom step. Because it just keeps falling down. You must start at the toppermost.
So
step.
8 inches of snow, that's a big, that's
a
a
big
paralyzing DC snowstorm.
It is, and the bad thing is that it's like I'm at 4.5 or 5 inches of snow right now, and it's going to snow, 3-4 more inches. Take a break, and then tonight more snow. So it's going to be a double puncher.
Kind of cool working from home now, right?
I love it. I think
That's
it's
kind of
great.
neat. Yeah, you can enjoy it.
Kids
really.
could get a full week out of that.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Especially,
Easily in the DC area.
since they're coming off the Christmas and no one wants to do it. But, things are technological now. I didn't get a call from Wade. It was sad.
So it's not a robocall that goes
No,
out now?
now it's all internet stuff. You
All
get
into
emails.
that.
It's internet.
Is
from
he
Wade.
still, didn't he have some kind of controversy or something? Wasn't he accused of
let me
malfeasance
check
of
what
some
his-
sort?
Well, he wrote a book about the Washington Redskins, which was great, and he did a couple signings for that. But there was something about
didn't
taking
know
a bullied student and moving them to another school without really revealing why. So that was a problem. Let's see.
Especially after the student, ended up stabbing, 8 teachers to death or
Hey,
something
I didn't
like
know
that.
this. In a previous professional life, Wade Barrett was an award-winning journalist with the Winchester Star, reporting on crime, government, and sports. How about that?
That's a small town paper, pal.
Yeah, and you know what? He is retired. That explains why we haven't heard from him. But still, whoever
No
replaced him-
robocall. But
No
you don't have kids
robocall.
in school anymore.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I got a wife in school, so it's important. That's why
get
she
back-
was up till 1 in the morning watching TV last night.
He
'cause
was
she had no work.
acquitted of perjury.
There it is. Thank you for identifying in St. Augustine what the man in Leesburg did not find with his journalistic ability. It was something about moving a kid to a bullied school.
Well, no,
he
but
was
that's the
acquitted
case.
of perjury. He was charged with perjury,
Because he
Rob.
lied in the case about the kid. That's why. You know what?
Okay,
Two
well, you
half-truths-
didn't know that when you told us.
No, I didn't.
And it's not moving a kid. He was accused of lying about 2 high-profile sexual assault cases.
I was
Rob,
painting in broad strokes.
Rob,
Mike, I know.
The details, buddy. Something
Well-
for you to shoot for in 2025. There you go. There's the first time. That is a pretty significant little crime. I knew he did something bad. Maybe that's why he's retired. Maybe retirement was not his first choice.
Yeah, but he was acquitted, Mike.
He was acquitted of perjury,
Yes.
which
But
is
he's got a brand new book out now.
What
does
about?
he really?
The Battle for Loudoun County. Inside the culture war between a woke school board and the radical right.
I had no idea it swung that way. That's
Wow.
thrilling. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That is really, really cool. Do you know anything about that book?
Everything, Mike, but we don't have time
No, you
to talk
don't.
about it.
No, you don't. You don't care.
No, you're
I
right.
think we
don't.
now have a reason to reach out to Wade.
Yeah, I'd like to know. I'd like to know what's going on in Robbs County, about that. Do you get the vibe that there was a battle between right and I think in Loudoun it's a swing county,
Well, keep
really,
in mind,
right?
yeah, baby. What you got to know
God,
is
you're such a bonehead. I swear to God.
Mike, what you got to know about Loudoun County is it's
Yeah.
not just the $4 billion houses that edge up to Fairfax County.
Yeah,
it
it's
also
rural.
goes up into the mountains and it gets quite rural. So it's a very strange environment sometimes politically because, you'll see massive Trump signs and posters and billboards and stuff the further west you go. But you
Right.
don't feel that when you're closer in.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
a mixed up
in,
county.
I think Prince William County in Northern Virginia. But, as far as, I'm not sure I'd want to do an interview with Wade Meyer.
I don't know.
Nah, I'm pulling the plug on that one already, so we don't have to have
But
anybody
Mike,
get
you have
busy.
to remember it's cold outside.
It's very
Good
cold.
evening. This is Wade Byard, the Public Information Officer from Loudoun County Public Schools.
See, he
Loudoun
makes
County
up for
Public
it.
Schools
He
have
makes up
decided
for
to
it with
close
that.
tomorrow because
And
of
Wade's on your
forecasted
side.
extreme wind-
Now, also, Mike,
Wade's a lefty?
Yeah. His problem is he thinks all these people came and accused him in school boards because they wanted to be on Fox News.
Oh, okay. I don't think that I like Wade all the more. now.
and Mike, while we're talking about the fact that he was not guilty of perjury, remember he also saved the day when they found the lost SAT tests. This is one of the greatest moments in Loudoun County public school history.
Sometimes, the most obvious thing is looking you right in the face. It was under some papers on the bottom of a 3-tiered cart. SATs are very stressful as it is. The fact that these were missing was not helping the kids any because, obviously they want to get their college entrance.
So, Mike,
I like him.
I do too. I always have. But the whole county was lost. They didn't have their SAT
Yeah, because they
tests.
were, but that's it. It was simple. And I wonder if Wade had a role in saying, check under those papers. But anyway, getting back to the whole thing, I would like to welcome the Epson Corporation, a corporation I have never
Beautiful.
dealt with. But I will tell you,
He was great in the Beverly Hillbillies.
Epson, Buddy.
Buddy Epson.
This is EPSON as opposed to
I stand
EP
corrected.
EPSEN.
Yeah.
Epson. And I'm looking at it right now.
He was also Barnaby Jones, Mike, and the original Tin Man.
I've got the XP 4205 for
that's a
less
good
than
one.
$70.
That's a really good one. What about
It's
the
a
ink?
great one, huh?
Did it come with ink, or did you have to buy ink separately?
It came with ink, but they advise that you purchase new ink.
I bet that the ink cartridges that come with it are not full.
That's
like
true.
They're little guys, I bet.
So I got the 232 XL.
How much is that pack?
Probably $40, $50.
So
it's
ink
the
for
same
the
price.
printer-
The same price as the. Think of how crazy, insane
nuts.
that is.
It's
that
nuts.
the ink costs almost as much as the printer. What kind of bizarro?
Mike, it's like remember when you used to do a lot of drugs
Yes.
and the pusher man would
Yeah.
come to your door and say,
Right.
first taste is free.
This looks like it's been tampered with.
Was it you who tampered with it?
No, because I'm looking in it, and it appears to have been pried up. I'm going to see if somebody...
What's the word you used for laying in bed?
Herkle Derkle.
Yeah, someone Herkle Derkle.
No, it all
your
seems
ink.
to be here. It seems to be fine.
Do they
Well, that's
make
fine.
sure they're all of similar weight? Because as the ink goes away.
Yeah,
Right,
let me get my
someone
scale
siphoned
out.
a little blue.
Let me get my scale out.
Don't you have
Let
a
me get
kitchen
my
scale?
scale. I really, Josh, you know what? I'm going to get to this right now because we
Good.
have time.
It's about time.
because I don't want to wait. Christmas, Bloody Christmas.
Okay.
Now, my wounds have all healed from the holiday to an extent.
Now,
I
let me
have,
get this straight. You had a wound in each hand, in each foot, and on your side, right?
Would you hold on? All right, hold on. Just for this story. Okay, here we go.
Shut up!
All right,
No more
here it is.
stigmata jokes.
So I call it Christmas, Bloody Christmas. I got a very deep cut reaching into the dishwasher and picking up a knife by the blade, not looking, not paying attention.
Right.
Then I put a bike together for my kid on Christmas Eve, and that's where I got
A bike or a scooter? Because we know about
e-bike.
the scooter.
E-bike.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. Hold on.
Eesh.
That's for when the scooter battery dies.
That's. Are you sure that's not just an age spot?
Yeah, that looks
So
like
the
bringing
age
the
spots are
focus.
around it. That right
looks
there.
like some picking.
Oh, has there been
no.
some picking?
No, that
And
just
some
was
grinning?
really deep. The point of the knife cut. No, this is not the point of that. This is the screwdriver that slipped out of my hand and went underneath my knuckle. So that's what that was.
Were you trying to? Had you reached a level of frustration that you were applying extra pressure to the screwdriver?
It was no, but there was a bottle of wine consumed prior. I was originally
Is
going
that in
to
the manual?
I was going to leave it in the box.
Right.
And it's just a minor couple of things. Minor, but significant enough where you have to know what you're doing and you have to read instructions to put this thing together. It's like putting the one of the tires in and the front portion of the handlebars in. It's assembly. And I was right up until the second bottle of wine was halfway gone. I said, I'm going to put a bow on the box, and we will do the father-son thing of assembling it together. And then I said,
Hey, Carla, listen, we're going to need a bow because I'm not going to do
no, it went the opposite way. We were going to do it that way. And then I said, you know what? As a kid, I remembered me. That's the great thing about having a son. You channel the way you felt on Christmas. I said, the real fun is there it is, charged, ready to go. Take it outside. That's what you want. So like late in the evening, like this is about 11, like maybe 10:30-ish. And I'm like, I think it would be a better idea if I put the thing together myself. And 2 significant wounds on my left hand. Was it 2? Hold on, let me see.
And at that time,
2 cuts putting the bike together. Yeah.
Did Carla say, you better hurry because we're going to be late for Mass?
No, Carla, you mean midnight mass? No.
Yes, I know.
Carla was in the other room. I was doing this all by myself. Carla went to sleep out on the couch because she was, wind up a little bit
And
too.
ready to see.
And I was
wanted to see Santa.
And I was in the marital bedroom.
Were you dressed as Santa?
No,
at the time? Getting
I
his Christmas presents out.
Absolutely not. No.
Just the
And
pants? Just the
Carla
red
did
pants?
it all except for this was my thing because I was instrumental in, and this is his, this is 3 months of begging for this particular thing. And I finally found a one that was not ridiculous, but still ridiculous. I hope to God that we do not have a pattern now of gifts this expensive because I want this one to be the Mac Daddy right here.
Did you get him an Epson?
I got him an Epson e-bike. I got him a Hakpua e-bike I put together. So This is now 3, like nasty enough to be in need of bandages. So I am getting ready to go to.
Were you thinking stitches at all?
No, not yet.
Okay. Oh no.
So I bandage up, and I go to. We have Christmas morning, big hit. Really happy, really cool. But we have to beat feet because we are going to my mother-in-law's place for Christmas dinner.
Okay.
And so I'm all bandaged up on this hand with the cut on the knuckle, and then I'm trying to think where the other one was, and the cut on the thumb. Those were the 2 ones. The cut on the thumb was the dishwasher.
Okay.
The cut on the knuckle was here, and there was one other cut somewhere else. Total of 3 at this point.
Nothing on your groin.
Nothing on my groin. Oh, there it is. You
What?
got. Thank you.
What?
That's
The fourth
it.
bleeder?
The two. It was not a cut. It was a stab wound.
In the groin?
I cut the knuckle,
Yes.
and with the screwdriver. Was it a screwdriver or a knife?
Was it a ball gag?
It was a knife. I was using a knife for something, either cutting. I was cutting off. I'm going to say it. Frickin' zip ties are the single worst thing to do. And we've got an engineer here, and I know he loves them as much as anybody else loves. These guys that do this work love the thing. Engineers love zip ties. I hate them. I hate them because you can never, you have to have a specific pair of like tools, shears, scissors. You can't do it. I used a knife. Big mistake.
Yeah. Josh, do you have a counterpoint on zip ties before we move on?
I don't know the alternative. I'm not going to sit there with rope and tie things down.
Good point.
I got to return my gift for you then. Budget 50 yards of rope.
And it's like the scene in with the guy, what's Tom Hanks playing a role or something like that, where he cuts the rope in the hardware store. I'm digressing. Let me get back to it. Let me get back on track. All right?
Yes.
So here it is. The second wound. This was the first wound where I was using a screwdriver and it slipped and it went under the skin and like a little flap and bloody, but not, I was able to put pressure on it and it was okay. The wound of wounds. I can't believe I forgot this. After the cut on my my finger, the next wound was using a zip tie, trying to get it free, and sawing through it with this motion. And I plunged the tip of the knife into an area right above my knee, and that one hurt, and that was deep. But here's the fun thing: that one seemed to stabilize quicker than the other ones. I was able to put pressure on
because your leg is all made of metal. There's no blood down there.
Thank you. But it was fine. So that's I'm so glad I remembered that. So the wounds were 2 cut here and a cut there, and then a cut on I think the thumb, reaching into the dishwasher and pulling out a carving knife. So it's off to the mother-in-law.
Did you rewash the knife after you cut yourself on it?
No, they can enjoy my blood.
Yes,
my blood.
Exactly.
The creatures of the night. What beautiful music they make. I'm off to my mother-in-law's house.
Fun.
We have a very, very nice, it's a unique Christmas dinner because it's not any kind of roast or beef. It's this absolutely phenomenal lasagna that she makes, and it was a
like Doc
wonderful.
Severinsen.
It was like Doc Severinsen, but he did it at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it's great, it's fantastic, and then I realized, what's one of the things when I have people over that really peeves me, and it's that people celebrate, enjoy the fruits of your labor, and nobody helps in the kitchen. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to sit on my ass. I'm going to go in there, and I decide to go into the kitchen, and I'm going to clean everything and put everything in the dishwasher and get it ready to go. And I found out later this was my wife's doing. I reached down to get the dishes out of the sink, and I see what appeared to be like a utensil of some kind, and the handle of a utensil. It was not the handle. It was the blade of a carving knife that was honed to it was like Game of Thrones, the blade they would use to behead somebody in the Game of Thrones.
Razor
it
sharp.
plunged into this finger.
Mike, I
right
don't think
here.
we need to see which finger.
I reached down
hurts
and it
my
was
feelings.
this finger.
This
and it is remarkably. I'm a healer. I am a healer,
Yes.
and this is remarkably well healed. I heal very well.
Well, you're like Arnold. Was it in the Terminator when you could cut him and he'd heal right before
almost.
your very eyes? Yeah.
But initially, and I got a table full of people with my mom's bow that I kind of know, but I don't really know. And I realized that when you look at it, when you look at it and you've got an absolute, like you've tapped into some sort of artery.
Yeah.
Even though it's the tip of your finger. I got a gusher. I got a gusher to
Was
the
it the
extent
point where you could see it like on the heartbeat come out? Boom.
Not that bad.
Boom. Okay. Good,
but it was the thought of going down to the bone was in my brain. And I look down and I immediately feel the pain of it because it hurt like hell. And I'm rinsing water on it. And it just looks like, a scene after a lion has mauled somebody.
I've seen it happen because what happens is, you have to clean it, but the water itself hurts.
It's painful.
And
And
you
then
get
I
the
go
pink
right
water
I go
in
right
the
to the paper towels and I'm wrapping it in the paper towels and I see the expanding blood in the paper towel and I realize I have to put pressure in. I end up going into the powder room, sitting on the closed commode and just applying pressure. And Carla, I guess she has the sixth sense, comes to the door. What are you doing? I said, I got a little problem. Door's unlocked. Come in here. What did you do? I said, I cut myself again. The fourth time. And it's a gusher. And I ended up, for the rest of the evening, we left shortly thereafter.
Sure.
I am sitting with a paper towel. This is really attractive for the people at the table. Fortunately, dinner is over. I am sitting with a bloody paper towel, applying pressure, and really contemplating if this needs a stitch or two to get that. And it was bloody Christmas. And the worst cut was at my mother-in-law's. So
that cuts
happy
the
bloody
deepest.
Christmas, everybody.
Did everyone at the people, casual acquaintances, did they know what happened?
Most of them were looking at me saying, please make him go.
No.
And they didn't mean go to the ER. They meant go home.
But
Just
I mean,
get out of
were they
our-
aware of what you were dealing with? And that's
How could
why
you not? I'm coming out with a white paper towel rack wrapped around my finger that has turned scarlet.
Carla could have said, Mike is not feeling exactly right, so we're going to go, and thank you for a lovely evening. And then you.
So it's here, here,
Yeah.
knee,
Yeah.
knuckle, total of 4. But at a certain point, I am still now terrified of picking anything up that goes in or out of the dishwasher. But fortunately, with the knives at my home that are purchased from the store and never sharpened again,
Right.
I don't.
So does this give you the creeps?
It makes me, and that's probably got a really sharp blade, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. My mom cut herself on this knife.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you use it for anything? Do you bring it upstairs when when you're
Only when I'm yelling at the kids. No, this is a.
No, that's it. You don't get any more after that.
I don't get any
Just
more.
stop talking. Thank you. We're going to move on.
I didn't
And,
realize we were going to break.
Yes,
so
we're going to go
quickly.
to break right now, and we're very, very excited to be back for 2025, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm very excited to bring you the roundtable, which I have just the way I like it. You can eat.
I bet the text is super sharp.
It sure is. Epsony. We'll be right back, everybody. Hey, people are busy. And between work and home and everyday tasks, who has the time to stress about website security? What you need is Kinsta. 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 They take care of the technical stuff so you can focus on what you do best. Kinsta provides managed hosting for WordPress, offering lightning-fast load times, top-tier security, and unmatched human-only customer support. I love human-only customer support. No matter what your business is, try calling Xfinity sometimes if you want human-only support. You won't get it. Kinsta makes managing your websites easy and efficient, so you can spend your time on what matters most. Kinsta also gives you complete peace of mind by ensuring that your WordPress sites are always online, secure, and they perform at their very, very best. And thanks to their unlimited free expert-led migrations, why did I turn into Martha Stewart there? And thanks to their unlimited free expert-led migrations, Kinsta ensures a smooth transition from any other hosting provider, so you won't experience any downtime. So, big guy, are you ready to experience, and big girl, are you ready to experience Kinsta's hosting for yourself? Get your first month free when you sign up at Kinsta.com today. It's the perfect opportunity to see why Kinsta is trusted by thousands of businesses worldwide to power their websites. Visit KINSTA.com to get this limited time offer for new customers on select plans. Don't miss out. Get started for free and do it today, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Tidbits.
What are tidbits?
These are your little news items.
Don't
I like to
diminish
call them
my
tidbits.
news.
What?
It's the round table, you hump. It's the
Yeah,
round
but
table.
the round table is made up of tidbits.
They're not tidbits. They're full-fledged news stories. Give me a
Parts are
break.
greater than the whole.
Hard to believe, but at the Golden Globes last night, Demi Moore, and I felt great about this. I
did
stayed up
too.
enough to watch it, won her first award for acting like ever. And she let the crowd know it in an emotional speech. Great speech. That was really the best part of the night. I'm glad because I saw that. I drifted off on the Globes after the
Would you like to
monologue from
watch
Nikki.
a little bit of it?
The speech from Demi Moore. Lay it on us. I'd love to
okay.
see that.
Wow. I really wasn't expecting that. I'm just in shock right now. I've been doing this a long time, like over 45 years, and this is the first time I've ever won anything as an actor. And I'm just so humbled and so grateful. 30 years ago, I had a producer tell me that I was a popcorn actress, and at that time, I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have, that I could do movies that were successful, that made a lot of money, but that I couldn't be acknowledged. And I bought in, and I believed that. And that corroded me over time to the point where I thought a few years ago that maybe this was it. Maybe I was complete. Maybe I've done what I was supposed to do. And as I was at kind of a low point, I had this magical, bold, courageous, out of the box, absolutely bonkers script come across my desk called The Substance. And the universe told me that you're not done. And I am so grateful to Corley for trusting me.
So that's it.
I love it.
She's
I love
great.
it because it is weird. It is
Yeah.
bonkers. I love that she describes the script. I watched The Substance. It really is as out there as it can get, but it's riveting and it's great entertainment.
Thumbnail,
And
I mean,
she was
I hadn't-
fantastic in it, and she's great on Landman too.
She is great on Landman. I hadn't heard of The Substance. What is the plot in a nutshell?
You know what, Rob? I urge you to check it out sometime this week. Take a look at it.
Okay.
It's very, very sexually charged, and it's really, really. Oh, he's back. Is everything okay? You weren't throwing up, were you?
No, had to deal with the dog.
Okay, very good.
The dog is watching The Substance, Mike, and he had a few questions.
It really, I can't describe it. You got to go.
Okay.
I urge you to take a peek at it and then come in and give us your substance report because I think it's going to be entertaining for you to check it out. It really is.
How much of the Globes did you watch?
I watched the first half, pretty much. I after the monologue, I drift off because there are so many pieces of the art that I don't see. I don't watch Eva Mendes or whatever. What is it, Garcia or whatever that.
I felt like such an outsider last night.
Yeah, I did too.
And also,
I did too.
I cannot bring myself to like him enough with Adrian Brody. Okay, I'm done. He just seems to keep showing up and being lauded.
People might not realize, Josh, Rob is kind of an anti-Semite. I think that's really what it is.
Is that what it is, Mike?
I don't even know if he's Jewish or not. He played a Jewish guy in
I found
The
TikTok
Pianist
this morning a great way to catch up on the Globes.
Yeah, it's great.
By just
Highlights.
watching those highlights.
Absolutely.
And they worked we saw it in that clip there. They worked so hard to make it visually different. At points it was
and it was
weird.
not.
I don't need those spinning
No,
cameras.
it was not good. The camera angles were a bad experiment, but the Nikki Glaser hosting was a great experiment.
Awesome.
And she killed.
Yeah.
And she did it her own way. She was not a retread of Ricky Gervais. She did it in her own way without really being personal, but she did comment on some physical activity, which I thought was great. And I thought she had her act together. One of my favorites when she did the little Pope bit.
So funny.
Picks up the phone and goes, "What, this sucks?" I love that. It just was so stupid and so silly and funny. And then on top of, look, you get a great comedian with fabulous material who takes it seriously to write good jokes. That's what you need. That is the standard.
Yep.
Why do we have to divert from it? Why do we have to put people in that do not belong up there? It is the domain of the comedian, and it's the domain of the roast comedian, because that's who works best in that environment. Kudos to the very talented Nikki Glaser, and she looked phenomenal too.
She did.
She really did.
Every
All of her
dress was
costume
a knockout,
changes.
yeah.
She really looked fantastic. Yeah, it was a knockout. You had to
was.
say it. Aubrey Plaza, this is a drag of a
this
story
is
here.
creepy.
Her husband, Jeff Baena, took his own life Friday, 47 years old. He was discovered by an assistant at the couple's L.A. home sometime before 10:30 in the morning. Baena directed Aubrey in several movies, including Life After Beth, The Little Hours, and Spin Me Round. His big break was co-writing the 2004 movie I Heart Huckabees for David O. Russell. Aubrey and Jeff got married in 2020 during the pandemic using a website called onehourmarriage.com. It's a little weird. They'd already been together 10 years at that point. So, you never know what the demons are, whether it's substances or what.
How often we have a show, and me in particular have been blamed for killing celebrities.
Yeah.
This one was one of the weirdest ones because I found out on Saturday about the death. I think most people did. And it was right after YouTube I'd been watching some Letterman clips, and it said, try this one. The next one came up, and it was Aubrey Plaza. And I ended up watching every clip of Aubrey Plaza on Letterman, and she's fantastic.
Yeah.
And as soon as the last clip finished, that's when the news break came over.
Weird.
And I felt
You are the
icky
Reaper.
about it.
You are the Reaper. Very strange.
Hate it.
All right, let's lighten it up. The donkey who inspired Eddie Murphy's Donkey, in Shrek passed away.
Mike,
Not funny.
This is
don't
not
send
funny.
Don't send me a letter. Let me gather myself here.
Yeah.
The donkey who inspired the donkey in Shrek
Right.
that Eddie Murphy played passed away Thursday. Yeah. He had been. I'm sorry. I should be professional. I'm back from
Mike,
vacay.
This is sad. This is an animal.
He had been suffering a painful hoof disease. His name was Perry, and he was 30 years old. Perry had been living at a pasture in Palo Alto, California since 1997.
Nice life.
One of the animators for Shrek lived nearby and visited Perry for inspiration. He even brought his animation team to spend a few hours with Perry. I didn't know that. That's going the extra mile to get your animation right. Perry's handler says he was feisty and funny with a playful personality. Sure. A former mayor of Palo Alto said Perry had a way of lifting people's spirits and bringing them joy and knew when someone was having a bad day. I'm sure animals can do that.
Sure.
Mine
who was really
can
upset
give
about-
me a bad day. That's the difference that I have with my dogs. Stubby, the pit bull that was sold as a Boston Terrier, has an ability to ruin my day by feasting on golf hats and glasses, reading glasses.
Does
Little
he
bastard.
ever look at you like he's pulled one over on you?
No,
he
he's not
doesn't
bright
care.
enough.
Not bright
No,
enough.
doesn't have that face. His face is, what? Huh? Duh.
What was
With his
the name of-
one blue eye with like half of it dark, weird.
What was the name of the dead donkey?
Perry.
You know who was most saddened by that was Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, the quarterback?
It's because of Burrow is a donkey.
Oh, Joe Burrow. Oh, God. Wow. All right.
Hello, 2025.
Give me that one back. Taylor Swift didn't walk away with everything this year. She didn't have the most streamed song on Spotify. Yep. I will respectfully request no gushing from the upper left, please.
All right.
Billie Eilish did.
Who?
It was Birds of a Feather. Did you say who?
Yeah. Who's that guy?
Birds of a Feather from his album Hit Me Hard and Soft. Birds of a Feather had almost 1.8 billion streams in 2024, edging out Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso by about 650,000 streams. Despite all those streams, Birds of a Feather only hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. But Billie Eilish had a lot of those.
That's weird.
streams.
I guess it had to have been spread out over many, many months because that many streams would almost guarantee a number 1, I would think.
There's a viral clip of Billie Eilish being greeted by a very attractive woman in a lobby somewhere, and the woman looks over at Billie Eilish and said, "You're hot as balls." And Billie Eilish turns around and says, "No, you're hot as balls." And it's just a moment. And it's a great moment. It's a moment you might enjoy, Rob, if you can find it.
I'm not allowed to gush.
I'll share that with you without you gushing. The first working Monday of 2025 means it's Divorce Day. The day of the year you're most likely to get dumped. It's not clear. What's that, Carla? Oh, okay. Well, she's giving me the thumbs up. It's not clear if it's really true or not.
No more Herkle Derkle for you, Mike.
But stats show January probably does deserve the title of Divorce Month. A study in 2020 found Google searches for things like quickie divorce that they more than double in January.
When were most of your divorces?
I'm not sure what the first one, but I always think it's November, right around Thanksgiving.
For the holidays.
Experts think it's because people tend to avoid breakups in November and December. Not in my world. Josh, what month did you?
February.
He didn't answer
for Valentine's Day.
So anyway, the first working Monday gets Divorce Day title because the added stress of getting back to work can push people over the edge. In other words, it's a good day to toss out a random compliment or do something nice for your partner. It could save your relationship for now. That is a lovely dress. You're leaving? Oh, all right. There you go. Sorry about that.
I didn't want to postpone your departure till the snow's over.
Yeah, you're stuck with me. We're going to reenact a few scenes from Misery. Ooh. And finally today, AccuWeather shared a radar graphic on Thursday of this storm system you're talking about. It shared a graphic on Thursday of the states with ice in the forecast. Mm-hmm. And people immediately started joking about how graphic and phallic it was.
I've seen it.
It shows a long shaft of icy weather extending 1,500 miles from Kansas to Virginia. The fact that the whole thing is pink didn't help the graphic very much. People in the comments did not disappoint, and I'll share those with you right here. This is a few of them. Let's see. What's the good one here? Let me see. Looks like we're screwed is one of the comments. It's going to be a long, hard winter. That's another one. Someone just photoshopped the Hawktua girl who's continued into 2025 as we've already described.
Really, you didn't think it would be a 2-year reign, did you, Josh?
I can't believe it lasted 6 months.
One person wrote, looks like a large portion of the country is really getting the shaft. Several people joked that the Weather Channel should have named it Winter Storm Johnson. Another person said Virginia's going to have to change its name after this. That's a Virgin joke.
I hear you.
And one says if that's the size when it's cold, I hate to see what warm weather brings. And number one, if this storm lasts longer than 4 hours, be sure to contact your doctor. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break and return with something. I know Rob did something weird because he's very Polish. We'll come back with that and more fun and more thrills. You, ladies and gentlemen, are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, do, whoa, 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 whoa. You've heard it on the show. You've seen it on social media. And now you can have your very own. It's the official. Oh, it's not here. It's over in the rack. The TMOS Loud Cup.
The Loud Cup that we gave at our family's Yankee Swap was the hit of the party.
It's the loudest drinkware in town. It's a 20-ounce. Well, you talk about it. I'm going to go grab it. It's right here.
Very good. Josh, we had one of those Yankee white elephant swaps where, you open up a mystery gift. And that's how we first found the Loud Cup to bring it. And it was stolen many times. And that when it was taken home, the father of this young lady would not put it down.
There it is.
Because it's loud. It is certainly loud. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the farmer in the dell. What is that, like 20 ounces?
I don't know, but it's my homemade one. The ones that we're selling actually have printing
the logo on it.
That's just a sticker.
That's all.
So you can put it up here.
But I do know this, Mike. It is a 20-ounce container. It is thermal, so your hands won't get cold or hot, depending on what you're drinking.
I hate it when that happens, Rob.
You snap the top on to keep your drink safe.
3 colors, by the way. The best part, it's proudly emblazoned with the TMOS logo. It's only $29.99, available for order. Excuse me. Right now. What's happening with Josh? Where does he keep going?
I think he's handling the dog. The dog.
What the hell is his dog? Having a miscarriage or something? It's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Just click store.
I'm sorry the puppies didn't come to term.
It's so easy and fun to use. Fill the Loud Cup with your favorite drink. Anything you like. Nog. Then turn the cup around and activate the horn by blowing into it.
Yeah. Mike, I can only imagine how great that would be at a sporting event.
Oh, it doesn't work with that. So you got to keep it together. If you take it apart, which you can.
Yeah. Do you take requests?
Yes.
Play Smoke on the Water.
Fire in the sky.
That was really beautiful.
Yeah. It was worth going over and getting the Loud Cup. Activate the horn by blowing into it. That's how you activate it. Yes. You control the volume. The harder you blow, the louder the horn will be. So blow hard, real hard. As hard as you can. Most folks will think you're just taking a sip. Each Loud Cup features a double-wall insulated design, fits in the standard cup holder. Plus, the snap-fit lid keeps your drink safe. It's the TMOS Loud Cup. Buy it now at the store at MikeO'MaraShow.com and get loud, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. All right, so you said you were Polish about something. I don't know what.
I remember being told that I was too sort of commercial-oriented when we were talking about what we wanted for Christmas. I was the only one that had a tangible item that I wanted.
Right.
And Carrie kept telling me, you can't have it. It's stupid. It's a waste of money. But I really wanted it, which is one of the reasons that we bought the Frigid Air refrigerator last month, is that it has a drawer freezer underneath that can have installed a second ice maker.
Can I tell you that I have a feeling of betrayal over this purchase? You know why, right?
I know. Well, Mike, you know what? Your fridge is a great fridge. I just found a better deal on a Frigid Air this time. I was never dissatisfied.
A Frigid Air a step up from what you had? Would
it
it be a step up from the Whirlpool? I would think it is.
I believe it is, yeah. I've been absolutely delighted with it.
Why did you get rid of your Whirlpool?
Because remember the
the frozen thing.
The frozen thing, yeah. And it was bent. It was bent from many years and we'd had it 10 years, and that's about what they should last now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was so excited at the notion of always
having ice.
Do you think
Josh is on a job interview right now?
I'm sure he is. Well, he's answering my biggest flaw. I'm a perfectionist.
That's, by the way, a line that should be used in every job interview.
Yeah, what is your biggest flaw?
I'm a people person.
I try a little too hard. And yes, I can start today. So
we love him. Don't get me wrong. We love
was so
them.
excited that this had this opportunity to add the extra ice maker, because make no mistake, I'm still an alcoholic. I don't drink, but I love to have ice, and running out of ice is horrible. It's really bad when you run out of ice.
Okay.
So Carrie said you can't have it, and so I was pretty much.
Well, it would seem to me that you would need something like that if you socialized regularly with people.
Yeah.
If you had a lot of people over and entertained, or you were, hate to get back to the alky thing, but you were like a big frozen drink maker.
Well, I mean, I drink usually most of the day water or a mixture of water and lemonade, but I have to have a lot of ice in it because I like it ice cold. So
How did the interview go?
Josh is back.
My protein shake suddenly wanted out of me.
Oh, are you? Oh, see, now that's what I asked the first time.
I think you spoke something into existence.
Josh has once again, and he told us
I've been
vacation
fine for a couple of days.
But you got another
oh yeah, every
death
time
grip from the kids, right?
Every time I see my nephew and nieces and nephews.
He gets sick, and he got sick right after getting sick. He got sick before the break, and then he got sick on the break again, which is not.
But it's because Mike, at Christmas time, the Shrokas think it's time to let the kids out of the bubble, and they are allowed out of their.
I have a question.
I think they are always sick.
Yeah, it happens.
I have a question.
Shoot,
because you and I might pronounce Josh's last name differently. I say Soroka. Do you say Shroka?
Shroka.
What's the correct pronunciation, Josh?
I always say Soroka.
Soroka, so I'm pronouncing it correctly.
It doesn't matter either way.
Okay, all right.
Doesn't matter. He won't be working much longer once he takes the new job from the interview. They can pronounce his name right. Josh, we're only kidding. We said.
Come on, Josh. It's just a joke. Come on now. Well, are you feeling okay now?
I'm fine. Yes.
Okay, good.
Did it have a
checking.
standard exit or an upstairs exit? This protein shake.
Upstairs.
Oh, how about you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that our first on-air vomit ever?
I don't know, but anytime you want to take a break, if you want to take a break, that's okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
All right, just checking.
Don't forget to rinse that windscreen.
Now back to your back to Rob Spewak.
Yeah, but luckily I did want this ice maker because I like having a lot of ice. There's nothing worse than running out of ice. We've all experienced it during one of the cocktail shows.
Right.
My dad and my stepmom Kathy came through and ordered from Frigid Air the ice maker attachment that goes into the drawer, and I was delighted. Probably, I mean, I got a lot of nice things, but this was the thing I was most excited about because I wanted this. And Josh is gone again. Is that why you're laughing?
We'll let him stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just pressed the wrong button.
Okay. We're just worried about you. So did you have to install it yourself?
Here's the thing. I started calling around. It's about $110 to $120 appliance. And I started calling around for someone to install it because I assumed you'd have to run water and all this stuff.
Is it brand similar?
Oh,
right?
it's exactly right, and that comes into
Is it
later.
a Frigid Air product?
It is. Actually, it's an Electrolux product because they're owned by the same people. I didn't know that.
Okay, all right.
But
can you put it in other brands?
No. It's native to this refrigerator.
Gotcha.
So I called around, and I couldn't get a plumber or a handyman out to my house for under $250. Some were like $350 and higher, and I'm thinking I don't want to spend $200 on a $100 appliance.
Right.
So I did what I learned from my old buddy Mike. I went on YouTube and started looking about the installation, and I said, I think I can do this. I really do. And I watched 2 or 3 different ones, and I on New Year's Eve I didn't turn on the like Ryan Seacrest or anything. I said, I'm going to put this in tonight, and no one's around. Carrie was dog sitting New Year's Eve. Robert was up in his room.
I would assume at some point it would have to have some sort of splitter at the water attachment.
No, it actually has a splitter built in at the fridge. So it only activates water to the freezer when this solenoid is flipped by the plug. It's really a smart design.
Okay.
Except you get me involved.
So in other words, you've got another area. There's another offshoot coming to put the thing in that's right in the refrigerator.
Imagine, if you will, when you pull the drawer open of your freezer, if you have a lower freezer, there's usually like a main container and an upper drawer within it.
Yeah.
And the upper drawer has like maybe a 9-inch space where the ice is collected.
Okay.
And that's where it all goes. So I'm reading it, and it says the one thing that's going to be hard is taking off the freezer door. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to fool with this. And I kept reading it,
that's
and
tough.
it's no good. It's heavy, and there's hex screws and all this.
No good.
No good. So I did what I always do. I got the safety mat that we keep in front of the sink that's a little padded, and I put it down so it was not so bad.
This is so
being
you
on the
can
floor.
kneel.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's like the toughest part, right?
Well, no, getting up is the toughest part.
But I mean, it hurts.
It
when
does
you're
hurt. It does hurt.
Old and
morbidly obese. And so I undid the hex screws, and I looked ahead, and this was another situation where
I'm not morbidly obese again anymore. I still hurt when I get down on the floor. I hate it. I hate crawling.
I looked ahead, and it said, this is what you're going to need. And it listed like 6 pretty specific tools. And that's one of the great things about being like 50 or older. You have these tools. Okay. I don't have to make do with anything. So I get down and I take the freezer door off, and guess what? Yes, it is heavy. And then you take out the trays, and guess what? They're inconvenient and heavy. But the
problem is it wouldn't have been as heavy if you didn't leave all the popsicles in the side drawer.
Mike, I have ice cream with a wonderful mouthfeel, but it's heavier.
It's very dense.
All the fat.
That's it. Yeah, the butterfat.
And the meat. So I get this whole thing.
Frozen ribeyes in the drawer too.
Dozens.
So I take it, you empty it out.
I did. I put
take the drawer, but it's still heavy.
Put all the stuff in a cooler. Smart. And then put it all in, and I install the ice maker. The ice maker, once you get the door off, is not that hard to do. It's basically 3 set screws, click it in, and then plug it into the refrigerator.
Okay.
That's all it is. Putting the door back on, that's tricky because I was by myself. So what I had to do was get a various pile of different thickness of books to put under it.
I understand. All right, so you're painting the picture pretty well here, where you are normally this is something where a compatriot will be holding the door and putting it on the hinge so you can screw it in properly, and
but I was
that's
doing
the
this
toughest part.
Entirely solo.
Yeah, I'd love to like get a video of that. That's for sure.
And pantsless, which was also weird. But
okay, we didn't need that.
Wanted to quell your vision. Get the door on. Really, the hardest thing was putting the baskets back in. That is so stupid. It shouldn't be. But I finally get this whole thing put together, and I close the door, and I wait like 2 hours. It's now like 1 a.m. I'm looking for
It's hooked up to the water?
Yeah.
Did you turn it on?
Now, here's a question I wanted to ask you. If you saw a simple switch, a little, a 2-sided switch, and there's a slash, like a minus or a 0, which would you think is on?
The slash.
Okay, the minus is on. Josh?
Yeah, the minus.
Okay, well, I had it on 0 because I thought, O for on. And I got up the next morning, and there was no ice.
Do you have to take it all apart to get to the switch?
I thought, no, the switch is available. I just didn't know the switch was an issue. Right. And I'm thinking, what's the problem here? It's probably badly seated in the plug. It's one of those plugs that has like 16 pins that go into.
You took it all apart again?
Thought about it. And I said, I really don't want to do this. Is there any way to check this without doing it? And then I flipped the switch just for fun, and I heard, "Nyee." I heard it come on. I said, this could be it. And then I went into the manual. Mike, I had to use a magnifying glass to see which way the switch had to be on. Because of all that stuff, the one thing they don't really drill into you is which is on and which is off. But once
we think of Rob as good Rob and bad Rob.
Yeah, it was bad Rob that
I
day.
think those are standard electrical symbols.
Well, I'm not I don't do a lot of electric stuff. Maybe next time you can come up
No, but I
and
mean
help
lots
me.
of switches.
But I mean,
electronics.
O should be on.
No, O is open.
O is off.
Or off. Off also starts with O.
I thought that they were. That's true. I didn't know they both started with O.
It is kind of, when he talks about the symbols, if you work with a lot of stuff like that.
But anyway, I got thousands of cubes of ice now, my beautiful cubes of ice. It makes about 3 pounds a day. So if you ever want to have a party, come on over. The ice is on me. But I was so frustrated at the thought of taking the door off. I was almost just going to leave it, even though it wasn't working, because I didn't want to deal with the door again. But it's working now. no thanks to the fact that I'm so incredibly Polish.
Oh, wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you
I'm
sharing that
plenty
with us.
stupid. That's the problem.
Well, you got it done. That's it.
I did.
And now, now you can take those ice baths that you've been looking forward to as well, which
It's
is
going to
exciting.
really tighten
I'm sure.
up the skin.
Yeah, and it'll invigorate you for your long distance running, which I think
And
will be fun too.
Separate ice trays for you and Carrie.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm,
She can use the dispenser. I'm going to live it up, baby.
They tied her into the regular water. He gets the filtered water. That's right. Give her all the Gribblies. Hey, everybody, listen up. All my New Year babies, I want to tell you about Derm Glow Skin. They've always been about helping folks to be their best. So let's begin 2025 by stocking up on eye masks, face masks, SPF sun care, lip plumper. Used to call it lip plumber. Such an idiot. Body oils, shower oils, you name it.
yes.
Carla's got it and will ship anywhere. How would you like to lose those holiday pounds? Derm Glow Skin has the help you need. Semaglutide or Tirzepatide delivered right to your front door. If you have 30 pounds or more to lose, just click the weight management tab at dermglowskin.com. If you need to lose 15 pounds or less, just click on the longevity tab. But that's not all. You can level up with PT141 for enhanced sexual health, B12 for a natural energy boost, NED Plus for tapping into the fountain of youth, and Samoralin and Synapsin to banish brain fog. Everything ships straight to your door, so there's no reason to wait. If you have questions, Carla's got you covered. Start your journey to a better you. Age well with peptides. I'm Mike O'Mara, and I've lost so much weight that I had a choice of which ball to watch drop on December 31st. Don't know what that means, but go in peace, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're running late. Shocker today. I just wanted to share with this. This is not weight loss. This is weight gain. And
Oh, no.
Mrs. O'Mara has informed me that last year Rob sent us 4. If I'm correct, right? 4 fruitcakes or 3?
I thought 3.
3. Okay, then now I get it.
Let me check my notations.
I believe it's 3. I knocked out 2 of them already. Carla is hoarding the third one, and we have nothing in the house, especially after the holiday when we were, throwing caution to the wind. Right. And last night, we had a nice little chicken dinner because we're fabulously wealthy.
Did you eat? You ate beautiful chicken?
A beautiful roast chicken dinner from Sprouts right across the street, and the pre-done roaster chicken was just delightful.
Isn't Sprouts the ones with the thinnest drumsticks?
I frankly think it wasn't a chicken, it was a quail.
Right.
Oh,
Sprouts
nice.
is the store hard to navigate.
Yeah, it is.
They're
It
also
really
in different angles.
Yes, Josh.
It's very confusing.
Yes, and that's why when they said, I said, where are the roaster chickens? And not one, but 2 employees went like this.
A vague point?
They also all look down on you, the employees at Sprouts.
It's not a fun place.
I went to Sprouts. It's like a mini Wegmans. They want you to stay in there a long time. It is
also I have never seen it this crowded. Balls to the wall crowded. Finally, on the 3rd try, walking around what is a very small grocery store,
exactly.
I find the chicken in this kiosk catty corner from the deli counter that just was not where it should be. You know what I mean? It's just sitting there.
Like my Sprouts where you have to kill your own chicken?
It just was in the wrong place.
No, I know what you're right.
That's what Sprouts does. Half their aisles are north and south, the other are east and west.
It's
they don't
weird.
do anything right.
They
and
should
they got
have
a lot
brought
of
in a friend and said, hey, where should we put the chickens? And then the friend would tell you, and that's where you put your chickens.
It just was difficult. Got out of there, got the chicken. Then I'm craving something. A confection. We've had. By the way, we went to. Do you have Nothing Bunt Cakes where you guys live? Do you have that?
I've
that
never
chain?
been there. Driven past it.
All right. Okay, fine. It's cake.
You know
all right,
what?
it's cake. For all the people that are blowing the place, can I just say it's cake?
And
it's
not
cake.
even very good cake.
Whoop-de-doo.
Bunt cake is not great.
Well, no, this isn't. I'm talking about the store itself. I'm sure if you make a bunt cake, you can make it fine, but it's just yeah. But all we have next to the popsicles, and we eat a lot of popsicles, the kind that are cheap that you buy in bulk. that are water, and then you put them in and it's
the
just a
freeze
little
pops.
stick.
Oh,
What
that's
are
a
they called?
freeze pop.
Freeze
Yes.
pop. It's a freeze pop. We eat a lot of freeze
Not
pops.
a proper popsicle has to have a stick in it.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me find it. All right. Hold on just a second.
This is going to be worth it, Josh. Here it comes.
Where is it?
Yeah.
What was that, Rob?
I said this is going to be worth it.
Shut up!
Stick.
So here it is. I want a fruitcake. I just want a little sliver of it. Rob made a batch this year. You know, if you were one of the lucky people that got one, either via the auction or via the raffle, that these were just particularly good.
Sensational
And
this year, yeah.
I have had a craving, and she is not even yielding in the slightest way. I know that if I was to touch, she said, "You did that last year." Apparently last year I ate the first two. The first one, like, I ate it before I got it, in the door. I'm diving into it. Then I ate another one after like a late night, and then I start to cajole Carla into giving me the third.
Do you know where it's hidden?
No, exactly where it is. I can get it right now. It's in the freezer.
Then you've got to be like a teenager in the liquor cabinet. Eat some fruitcake, fill it with something else.
No, Mike, cut it from the bottom. A long, thin slice.
She'll
and
know.
then put it back
You
in
know
the tin.
she will know. Look, she's cruel. She's not yielding. And, and tomorrow I'll tell you how she broke her finger setting up the studio. But that's it. I want just a little sliver. Just about an inch. I just want an inch of fruitcake. Just an inch of fruitcake. And if she was she doesn't love him as much as I do, Rob, because it's still sitting there. If she loved him nearly as much as I do, they wouldn't be sitting there.
She loves the power more than the cake.
She has
That's what
power
she
over
loves.
me. She has magical power over
But
me.
I will tell you this, Mike. I have one in the upstairs fridge that has been cut into, and I still have one unblemished, untouched cake. And if you get to a situation, we will send it along. Just let me know. I'll hold on to it for you.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you remember last year, I think it was, I sent down the last cake for Carla's birthday, and you gave it to her, remember? But this wouldn't be for her birthday.
Might want to start heading to the post office now.
Mr. Soroka.
In the blizzard? Yeah.
Just a few short months working with us. He speaks for me quite effectively.
Let me put on my big Eskimo-styled coat with the big fur collar. And
Robbie got run over by a reindeer. All right, we'll take a break.
I do have it for you. Keep me updated.
Fantastic. Consider yourself. Well, he just updated you. There you go. Because really, if she lets me have this one and you send me another one, I'll have two.
Well, you know what you'll have is you'll have something to bargain with.
Yes.
I also have a fruitcake, but you need a better hiding place.
Yeah, I know. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. We'll be right back with, what is it? What do we call it now? The flip side. That's right. No, we don't call it that anymore.
Nice video.
Beautiful video.
Beautiful video. Thank you. There you go.
I'm sorry I wasn't at rehearsal.
It's my first mistake back.
For 9
Let's
months.
talk about momentous.
Yes.
It's an ideal world. In an ideal world, our diets would provide everything we need to perform at our best. But in reality, we all benefit from extra support to reach new personal heights every day. That is why I focus on what we call the momentous 3: protein, creatine, and omega-3 nutrients, proven to be the foundation of long-term health. This protocol fuels every cell in your brain and body, making it the simplest way to maximize your health span. It's backed by human performance experts and certified for professional and collegiate athletes. In other words, it's the best extra support you could ever ask for. So, if you're interested in making a true investment in your health, why not join the best in human performance and be part of the change that's raising the bar on supplements? Just go to livemomentous.com and use code TMOS for 20% off your new routine today. That's livemomentous.com with code TMOS. If you participate in Live Momentous, ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to haul 2 refrigerator doors simultaneously with both arms.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it goes. Play the thingy. Thank you very much.
Hey, I like that. Some beautiful video.
Say it and win.
Say it and win.
All right, here is a guy that just had bad luck. He was trying to get back to his home in Los Angeles, and he got one of them electric self-driving cars to take him to the airport. Do you trust a self-driving car at all?
I do. As a matter of fact, I have a feature on my electric, and we'll talk more about the electric world. It's not all sweetness and light, but I do. Carla doesn't. I do. I think that assisted driving, I'm okay with it.
But I don't know about the ones that drive all by themselves with no driver in it.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was talking about this with a guy over the weekend that had one of the early Teslas.
Yeah.
The ones before they started crashing.
Yeah. And
he was telling a story.
Attacks.
He was telling a story. I shouldn't even share this, about driving down from like DC to Richmond and like just having a picnic, complete with vino in the car as he's driving because he didn't have to look at the road, and he loved it. And now they don't let you do that anymore. They have sensors that if you're taking your eye off the road, you have to be there to assist them. That's the way it normally is.
I remember the Subaru has assisted driving as well, and it said, "You are flipping your car." And
you're rolling it right now.
But, Mike, if you got to get to the airport, this is the last thing you need.
Man nearly misses his flight when a self-driving Waymo taxi takes him on a wild ride he can't leave.
KCAL News reporter Lori Perez is live in Santa Monica with how that car took him in circles, Lori.
This is funny. Hi, Lori.
That's right. And understand,
take your time, guys.
To a tech guy. He loves the idea of driverless cars and was really excited to ride in one. We've been seeing them all over tonight here in Santa Monica. But now he says he won't take one again until he knows they have worked the kinks out.
Watch this.
Okay, why is this happening to me on a Monday?
Mike Johns started rolling as the Waymo he was in started going round and round last week, and he started going in circles with customer service.
Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy.
He says it was spinning like a teacup at Disney World in a Scottsdale parking lot with him trapped inside and unable to stop it.
It's circling around the parking lot. I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movie.
I don't know why he hasn't climbed up there and fought with the steering wheel.
He says the Waymo turns like a top at least
I
5
might do that.
times
I would.
before customer service was able to get it
proactive.
under control and headed to the airport where Johns caught a flight back to L.A. All the while, someone or something talking to him and failing to ease his concern.
So the car is talking to him.
No, he was on the phone with tech support, and the lady was telling him, "Well, I can't control your car. I can't stop your car."
That is not cool. Not cool. I mean, and really, in its worst case scenario, something really bad could happen, right? I mean,
sure.
it could crash or something like that. So at least that didn't happen.
Mike, are you seeing the chemical fog in Florida?
No. What's chemical fog? Well, that's on Josh's side of the state.
That was a few days ago.
So,
is it near you? Because I know near Jacksonville in that area over there, they've got lots of chemicals.
We've got the UFOs. The chemical fog was further south.
Oh,
really? Well, tell me about it, Rob.
All right. So it's crazy foggy.
First of all, I hate this guy because he's trying to create something, but he took the time to use a micrometer to trim his beard, and he's out there. I don't know about the chemical fog. Duh.
But that's not the weird part, okay? Like, number one, it's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate, and it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. Yeah. It smells like after you set off a bunch of fireworks, and like the taste of the air.
So why is he out in it?
I mean, the only word I can think of is toxic.
The only word I can think of is toxic. Put
You
that
hate
on your
that
hat
guy. He's
instead of
nice.
dad.
Guy's got a dad hat. Come on.
I bet he's not a father. How about that? I bet he's just wearing a dad hat.
He hates people for no reason.
And also another
the
thing.
chemical fog was one of the conspiracy theories over our break, that it was happening in multiple places of the country.
One of the things that people said is when you shine a flashlight into the chemical fog, you can see particulates. Well, if you shine a flashlight into any fog, you're going to see droplets of water because that's what fog
but I mean,
is.
you got to go with the smell of the fireworks is not cool. If it smells like
I like
sulfur.
that smell.
Jesus.
I just hate that guy.
Did they ever find out what it was?
Fog.
Just fog.
New ice machine.
Florida. The particulate videos of the fog did look bigger than normal fog, but it's just fog.
Okay, we had it down here too. I didn't
It's a very
think about any
humid
chemicals.
Humid state. I think you're fine.
Okay, is it still snowing where you are, Rob?
I'm sure it is. Shall I go check?
Chemical fog.
Yeah, just take a peek.
Or chemical snow.
Hold on.
Do you have to get up to? Where are you? You're in your base. Can't you turn to your left?
He'll switch to his phone.
I have. We can switch to my phone. Yeah, hold on.
Okay,
give me a second.
Very good. Let's do
While
that.
I switch it to
This
the
has
phone.
to go better than the jukebox.
I think
Thank you
so.
for bringing that up.
I think so. It should. It really should.
Meanwhile, everyone in Washington D.C. is just out of their mind because we've got the best team in the NFL, as you know, and so. The game was very exciting. The Commanders beat the Cowboys in the last minute, as they've done, I think, 5 times.
Oh, Jaden Daniels, man, the real deal. You got the real deal up in Washington.
But they won with a backup. They won with a backup.
Oh, they did. What happened to Jaden Daniels? Was he just resting?
He was resting. They pulled him out.
Okay.
But this backup looked like a mini-me of him because he played like him. And again, in the last minute, they won. However, not enough attention is being paid to this kick from the game.
As to the status of McCarthy. Oh boy, Brandon Aubrey again with the penalty. The ball was spotted at the 50, and he's still going to boot it out of bounds. They're going to somehow give great field position at the 40-yard line to Washington.
Oh no! Wow.
Cameraman tried to deflect it.
Hopefully, all right, Bell. KP in the shelter too, trying to maneuver it.
Poor thing.
I wonder if that's the first time she's ever been hit in the head by some balls.
That's terrible, but
it is horrible.
It.
It's
that
horrible.
Is really horrible. That is nasty. Are we going to see the snow while he fiddles with his phone or what? Are we going to? All right.
I'm going to kill my audio, and you should be able. Do you hear me on my phone?
We do.
We hear you on your phone. All right. Let's get. Maybe you can go outside in it. That would be fun.
Yeah, we'll go outside.
All right. There we go. Making our way in the Rob Man Cave.
Yeah. You think that's going to downsize?
All right. Yeah. No, that's not going to downsize. Oh, look at that. Snow. Look at that winter wonderland.
Beautiful, huh?
Oh, wow. That's pretty,
Rob.
That's
where Linus peed right there.
Oh, yep. There he is. There's the dog pee in the snow.
That's as far as you took him out this morning?
Gary did it. He couldn't get up with me.
That's funny. Josh is a ball buster, isn't he? That's funny.
He gets that way when he pukes.
All right, that's good enough. We got our fix. Got our fix. You can wrap up the beautiful video. That's cool. That is really really
Mike,
cool.
That was actually my closing on the beautiful video.
That is so neat. That is so very very neat. I love it. I absolutely.
And we
love
have to wind up the show now, Mike, because I want to go outside and play.
You got.
Rob's going to go outside and pee in the snow.
Yeah, it wasn't Linus.
That's it. We got to get out of here. We'll
Josh,
be back.
Was that better than the jukebox?
Yes, much better.
I will love my favorite part of the show is that how far you take the dog out, like 4 steps, and then pee. And that's a well-behaved animal as far as I'm concerned. With Stubby, 4 steps outside, then back in, then pee on the floor. We'll be back with a brand new episode tomorrow. For Josh Soroka and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye, folks.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
The rent stays like a buffalo.
Here's Johnny. Well, I don't got a brain bag cold, but they're